They said there's a huge crane on site and they're taking away Superman. But right there is Superman. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is different. It is my 68th week in a row here at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. And it is a scorcher, ladies and gentlemen. The high today is 101, 102, 102 degrees Fahrenheit, that is. And the real field temp is gonna be approaching 107 degrees. So in this video today, I'm gonna give y'all 4 things that you can do to beat the heat, stay inside and stay cool and stay hydrated. But we have a lot of good news, including Chupacabra behind me. I spoke to a couple of employees today, and they've told me a lot of good news that's happening right now and will be happening in the next couple of weeks leading up to Frightfest. So for Chupacabra, 2 trains are now back on the coaster. Today is Sunday, August 23rd. So they are only running 1 train still, but the second train is returning. Well, here in Los Festivales, they have updated a lot of things with a lot of skeletons. This is Dia de los Muertos themed. And over here, they have a activation point for the lanterns. So that does confirm that those are coming back for this year. This little scene is normally under the bridge right over there, but it looks great right here. Now I did check under the bridge right there. They don't have anything set up, but they have a bunch of tombstones set up all over this area. There's even more right back here. This is so colorful. I like this. I don't know exactly what's going to be happening on this stage, but Fiesta de los Muertos is going to be happening either out here in the middle or on the stage, one or the other. And one thing I forgot to tell you about, one of your favorites, one of my favorites, is The Arrival. That is happening in Crack Axle Canyon. Should be at 7 p.m. every single night. Another little update for you at the front here. This stand where you can buy your gold passes has had a little bit of an update with the Werewolf Gorge overlay. And don't forget about Zaragoza Theater because Haunted Hollywood is playing in here during Frightfest. If you love Forever Hollywood, you will love Haunted Hollywood. It's kind of the same thing with a lot of singing and dancing, a lot of people on stage, huge production, some of your favorite songs. Well, this is an amazing sight to see. Bugs Whitewater Rapids has reopened from a 1.5 month long refurbishment. Perfect for this hot weather. Whoever told me that it was opening spring break of 2027, which was a couple of you, well, you were wrong. Yeah, you spray that boat, Dragon. Now, another thing you'll see is the decorations for Oktoberfest because that begins September 5th. We have signs for each haunted house up in the park now. I'm gonna go over all 6 haunted houses today, scare zones, and the shows. So Nosferatu, same place, same house as last year. Here's some of the stuff from Studio 6F. There's no trucks back here, but there's the entrance. Who knows? They may have added some stuff this year inside the house. The Oktoberfest booths are out in full force, and Studio 6F is not yet reopened. They're still taking care of the mold situation. Well, this is a first for me. The doors are wide open into Sangerfest Hall. And this is your first tip for trying to stay cool and stay out of the sun. Sangerfest Hall right here is my go-to place. There's a couple of other places in the park, but this one is my #1. And in terms of hydration, they have their own dedicated drink line. So if you want to get drinks, don't wait over here. Go see the cashier over here and get your refills right there. You can skip the line, and there are no bees that are flocking to the syrup. I see a lot of people filming the bees at the outdoor refill stations. Here at Sangerfest, it is icy cold and there are no pesky bees. And how could I forget? Wicked Hollow. I went over it last weekend. But man, look at these views. Lovely. And they have continued adding some props to the outside of this haunted house, which we now know will be the Hexen House for the 2nd year in a row. Here is the sign. Kinderstein was not listed as closed at the front of the park, but obviously, as you can see, it is not opening today. Such a good sight to see. The water and the logs rushing around Bugs Whitewater Rapids. Here's some more of the Oktoberfest iconic blue and white, I don't even know what you call them. Not ribbons, but they look nice. Now, Poltergeist was the other roller coaster that has been on one train for almost one full year. But I was told today by that same ride operator who told me about Chupacabra that Poltergeist also has its second train back on the track. It may not be running today though because it's a Sunday, but that is huge improvement. Now, the Spectral Sisters are returning this year for Frightfest. I forget if they perform here or back in Spotsburg, but there is another show that's happening on this stage right here. It's called Galactazoids, and it's new for this year. I don't really know anything about it because it's new and there's not even a picture of it online. Now, per usual, I can't get over there into the boardwalk until 2, which means I can't show it to you today. However, I am gonna try and ride Scream right now so I can get a view from way up there of what's over yonder, because I am hearing that so much work has been done on Circus Berserkus Big Top Terror, the haunted house over there that's replacing Hell Valley Cemetery. So let me try to get a view of it and tell you guys what I see. Wow, well, that's one way to wake up in the morning. So I got a view of Circus Berserkus Big Top Terror. There were many different colored tents back there in the boardwalk, but the whole house doesn't seem to be covered in tents. There's just a couple of different ones. Like one of them is purple and white, alternating colors, maybe like 20 feet long that you walk through. But there's another one that's more of a circle tent, like what you see in Killer Clowns. Couldn't really tell what the colors were of that one, but it wasn't like yellow and red like that movie. But there are other props in there that are clown related. So it's coming along. The house is not finished yet, but I like what I'm seeing so far. And while I did not get to see Fireball operating, I'm pretty sure that it has reopened because it's not listed as closed at the front of the park anymore. Wow, we have more stores that have doors wide open. I know they're letting the AC out, but it looks like they're trying to welcome people in. And over here is another haunted house for you. So there's no show that's gonna be in here. It's a haunted house, just like usual. And again, just like last year, it's going to be Cinema Slasher. What was made famous at Knott's Berry Farm, or Knott's Scary Farm, is staying in Rockville another year. Wonder Woman is operating on 2 trains today. It's very good for a Sunday. But this area I'm standing in is yet another scare zone. This is Alley of the Dead. We're trying to look through the cracks of the fence and see if any work has been done. From what I can tell, nothing has been started just yet. They have this light right here, but I think that's normally there. Well, I have to wait and see what happens with Alley of the Dead. There are even more decorations up for Festival of Fright here in Rockville. They have a lot of these umbrellas up. I'm very happy to see that. But they also have these booths set up and more of the full house facades for tricks and treats for the kids. Wow. So someone told me about this earlier in the week. They said there's a huge crane on site and they're taking away Superman from on top of the loop, and they were right. It is gone. And it should be for a repaint. All right, this is really difficult to see, but right there is Superman. And it definitely looks like he's in need of a paint job. Thank you to whoever posted this, I believe on Reddit. But that is Superman. It is definitely missing from the loop right there. We do have some progress on supervillain swings here. There's a tent set up. There's a barrel of something. So they are working on it. It's just been very slow recently. Now, one of the newer ride closures here, I talked about it last week, is Shazam, Tower of Eternity. We don't know what exactly is going on with it or when it will reopen, but I believe on the website it was listed as having some routine maintenance done at this point of the year. It said it was coming up, so I think it's here. Now, I wasn't able to go in the boardwalk, but I did touch on it. So I want to say the second thing you should do if you want to get out of the sun here is you have to ride Pirates of the Deep Sea. That is the one and only indoor attraction here at Fiesta, Texas. It's air conditioned, it's a shooting dark ride. It's very fun. Make sure you do that. All right, one of my favorite Halloween decorations is up right now. All of these pumpkins hanging here in the alleyway that leads into Crack Axle Canyon. This always looks so good at night. Well, we have a construction update, guys. This area right here used to have a shed of some sort. And I believe there was some other kind of shed over here, and they're building a new one. So I guess they tore down the old one, and they've quickly brought in some supplies for a new one. And there's some different pieces of equipment that are gonna be housed inside of there. One of them looks to be new, the one with the strap around it. I don't know exactly what that is under there, but the other ones, I feel like they were already there. Wow, and this looks to be, I don't know if this is new, these walls up where the dancing fountains are. They've definitely done work on this side over here. There's new wood. So they're getting ready for another show. The Frightful finale will be happening right here. There should be projections, there should be fireworks, there should be good music. Sometimes they have like Hocus Pocus and stuff from Nightmare Before Christmas, that kind of stuff. And you sit on the lawn right here at Lone Star Lil's. Wow, they are really upgrading the park this week. So many projects are ongoing. Now we are on Gully Washer watch because this Powerade blue water is going to turn red very soon. And some of you are asking about the geysers here. You said they were not free in the past. Well, I promise you, they are indeed free. Now, the third way to get out of the sun, get out of the heat, is going inside of this new restaurant, La Cocina de Cobre. This has the coldest AC in the park. I'm gonna go in right here. Yeah, right behind me there, where that exit sign is, blows like 45 degrees. And like up here too. You can hear that right above me. It feels so good in here. And the fourth and final way that you can get out of the sun is by coming right here to the Thirsty Buffalo. It is right next to La Cocina de Cobre. Let's go inside. Oh, that AC feels so good. Always love when they have the AC machine right there above the door. They have sports in here. They have alcoholic beverages. They've got extra large Jenga. And if you want my favorite drink in the park besides water, you can get that here. It is a frozen Jack and Coke. I'll show you in a second, but they have Spurs jerseys, they have Texans flags, and they have Shiner Bock, my favorite beer. That is what it looks like. Frozen Jack and Coke. Love it. I'm gonna have to get one very soon. Oh, who is this? I have never named him, but apparently Quirky Coaster Couple calls this thing Woody. So welcome back, Woody. A long time ago, it was in Los Festivales, but it is now right next to the train station here in Crack Axle Canyon. Now, Daredevil Dive has been making some progress, guys. They have put on those middle covers. Not all of them. These right here still have to get put on, but the lower and upper ones are on. They should start to put on the cones above these little areas right here. And hopefully they start testing soon. There is active work going on right now. Now, another thing in the Boardwalk I forgot to talk about was Twisted Theater of Torment. That is basically the same maze as last year in what used to be Joker Funhouse. Not Joker Carnival of Chaos, but the old Joker roller coaster in the Boardwalk. It uses the same funhouse for the haunted house that the roller coaster used to use way back when. So there's two more houses to talk about, and they are my favorite ones. All right, this is good news. The Werewolf Gorge teaser has sound again. Now, right next door to that is what is going to be The Conjuring. But there is some exciting news about this house. Even though The Conjuring is returning to this same area, this year they have completely redone the maze. And I am told it is 10 times scarier than what it was the last 2 years. That is hard to believe because it was already, in my opinion, the best maze 2 years ago and the second best maze last year. But they're saying that they have completely redone the interior. There are new scares, there are new props, and in just looking at it behind me, there are a ton of new speakers up here on the exterior. I see 3 speakers and some extra lights, so they've really done it up. There is a new, I think, Conjuring movie coming out very soon that looks very scary, so I might have to watch that. Now, as I look down there, Conjuring is the only haunted house that does not have its sign up out in front. We're gonna go look behind, see if there's anything new. Okay, back here I don't notice anything new. So they must have everything inside. And over here behind Lone Star Lils, they have a bunch of different piles of wood material. But on the stage, they're going to have Crossroads and one of my favorite stage shows, the Monster Mash Bash, right back here, again for Frightfest. Some really good news for Iron Rattler. They have added the second train back on the track. You can see the line ends right about there. Not too shabby. So good on Six Flags for adding the second train onto all three coasters that were stuck running one when they could have been running more than one. The sign in front of Iron Rattler that was right there telling you there was only one train is gone. And they don't have a wait posted right now because I think it's really short. Saw Legacy of Terror was my favorite house last year. It was right back here, and the sign is up out front. Can't wait to see the big lit up sign right up here on this wall very soon. I wonder if they have improved that house as well. And now it's time for your Crack Axle Canyon Curb Chat. So today I'm going to talk about a new RMC coaster that was just announced. A coaster in Texas has been sold, and the Six Flags app has changed. So let's just start with the Six Flags app. We've gone through so many updates over the last year. They just came out with another big update, so the app looks a little different. It's got more information than it had before, and they're now offering 2 bring a friend free tickets. Well, you have to pay attention to the fine print because it tells you what weekends you can use those tickets on. They're only good for, like, some of them 2 days only, so just be careful. But for RMC, another prototype has been bought and announced by a park. An RMC Wild Moose is coming to Lost Island in Iowa in 2027. It looks like it's a family boomerang type of coaster. It pulls you up backwards, lets you go flying through the station, a couple of high-speed turns, an underground tunnel, and then you reach a point in the ride layout where you just fall backwards and go through the layout again, back to the station. But I'm hearing half of the train will be facing one way while the other half of the train faces the other direction. So that's fun. That's cool. Hopefully RMCs become a little more prominent like they were 4 or 5 years ago or 7 years ago. Because it's been a while since we had, iBox RMCs being built from the ground up. For the state of Texas, I mentioned Tormenta was closed last week. It was only for one day. They reopened it shortly after my video came out. But Switchback at ZDT's has sold, so that is wonderful news. That means the coaster will operate again. But the announcement from the park owners, or former owners, they say that they can't give any information about where the ride is going or who bought it. So it's kind of making people wonder, is it going anywhere? Is it just staying put in Seguin, Texas and reopening with the new owner of the park? We don't know. We have to wait and see. So that's it for this Crack Axle Canyon Curb Chat. Let's go look at Werewolf Gorge because we have some exciting news. Well, like I said last week, expect work to commence August 24th. That is literally tomorrow for this Werewolf Gorge construction site. But this isn't all, folks. Wait until we go into the parking lot. I'll show you that right after we go up on top of the quarry wall. All right, thanks me on the ground. We don't have anything going on from this parking lot view. No, I still can't see anything. But again, this is supposed to change tomorrow. All right, I'll send it back down to you. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is different. This was not here. Does anyone else see a fence over there that was not there? We got to go look at this. This is new. I don't know how I could have missed this. They have a huge area fenced off for what has to be Werewolf Gorge construction prep. They're going to probably stage a whole bunch of equipment in here and also some of the track pieces as they arrive, because this area right here is where they normally place the new ride pieces, such as the Metropolis Transit Authority and some of those DC Universe expansion rides. They were right in here in this area. If you're someone that normally parks at marker 30, well, I'm sorry. You've been boxed out by contractors, and they might be showing up tomorrow, Monday, August 24th. Another thing I could see them adding right here are some porta potties, because they have done that in the past for other rides. Well, I will keep you updated on this right here, guys. maybe tomorrow. If we see new stuff showing up, I'm gonna try to get here and film it for you guys. This is gonna be really cool. So if you wanna know what happened to Kid Flash, watch this video right here. If you wanna know about the 2027 prices for Six Flags, watch this video over here. All right, see ya.